Alright, welcome back. In our last video where we discussed the introduction to ethical hacking, we talked a little about the footprinting and the reconnaissance, which is the second category under the course outline for learning ethical hacking. Now, briefly, I will run through what it means by footprinting, and I believe we talked about that in the last video. Now, footprinting is the first step of any attack on information system in which an attacker collects information about a target network for identifying various ways to intrude into the system. So this is more like the first phase of hacking, where you gather as much information as you can prior to launching your attack. Now this also has two phases, which is the passive footprinting and the active footprinting. Under the passive footprinting, it has to do with gathering information about a target without a direct interaction, while the active, being the opposite of passive, it has to do with gathering information about the target network with direct interaction. Now, information obtained in footprinting in an organizations are employees details, telephone numbers, location, background of organization, web technologies, and so on. While the network information includes domain and subdomains, network blocks, IP addresses of the reachable systems, WHOIS record, DNS, and so on. While that of the system information has to do with OSEC and location of the web service, users, and passwords. So subsequently, we shall be seeing how to extract these informations with a target system. Now, objectives of footprinting. Now is to know, firstly, you have to know the security posture. Footprinting allows attacker to know the security posture of the target organization. Secondly, reduce focus area. It reduces the attacker's focus area to a specific range of IP addresses, network, domain names, remote access, and so on. Another objective of footprinting is identify vulnerabilities. It allows attackers to identify vulnerabilities in its target systems in order to select appropriate exploits. Now the last one, which being the fourth one, has to do with draw network map. One of the objective, or the number 4 objective of footprinting, is to draw a network map. It allows attacker to draw a map or outline the target organization network infrastructure to know about the actual environment that they are going to break. Now you see all these things has to do with hard work. You have to be constantly online to see how you can gather as much information as you can about the target network. Okay, those are tools. People search on social networking sites, and people say, okay, another way of gathering information is from social networking sites like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google, YouTube, and so on. So that's another way. It's more like a passive way of gathering information about a target network, or rather a person. You can go through their Facebook page if they have one, or Facebook profile, Twitter profile. At least from there you can learn more or gather more information about your target. Information gathering using groups, forums, and blogs. Yes, you can go to some blogs, groups that you know maybe your target would own a group. You can go there, ask questions in the group, and get more information about your target. That is also possible. Now, determining the operating system. Okay, that is another way. When gathering information about a particular target, it also allows you to go to determine the operating system running on a particular target network. Now there are several tools we can use. We have the netcraft, we have the showdown, we have the census. Now the netcraft is really not, actually it's a physical tool you can buy, a software anyway, but they have an online, I think an online running service where you can go there and search for a particular target network. Let's say that's the netcraft. Okay, I have it here on the phone now. Okay, we're trying to see how we can use the netcraft to gather information about the target network. Okay, you go to resources, you go to site reports, you can search for DNS, search for site neighbors. So okay, in this place you have to put in the website of the target network we are looking at for. So right now I'm not going to include anyone here because I have no permission to go through the record of any website or so. So what you have to do is you put in the target network and you click on lookup. Enough information about that target network will come up. Let's look at Showdown, being another one. Showdown.io. Showdown.io. Yes, you can create an account. Okay, you can search a particular IP address, a particular system, or the IP address of a particular website. I think that is very not so difficult to do. Let's say we want to look for the particular IP address of a website. Let's say for instance Facebook. There's a tool called digs, facebook.com. Okay, that gives us the IP address of facebook.com. There's also traceroute, a lot of it, to get the IP address of a particular server and a domain name. Okay, we have it there. So if you want to go through, or you want to gather more information about that, you can put in the IP address and go through the record. I think the last one being census.io. Okay, census.io. Okay, it's coming up. I think there you have to also, you can register and log in. Then after which there is a portal where you can input IP address. Then it gives you some information about the IP address you've inserted. Alright, so that's a brief on how these tools they work. These are online tools: Showdown, Census, Netcraft, and so on. Okay, so again I'll show you how to gather information about a target network using a particular tool called Sublister. Okay, I will show you that and how it works. Alright, so let's proceed with Sublister. Let's see how we can gather information about the subdomain of a target network. Alright, so quickly we shall go to terminal and change to super user. Just put in your password. Okay, then you can check if you have sublist 3 arrow on your system. Okay, if you have it, simply it will display for you, but otherwise you can just say apt install sublist 3 arrow, so you can install it. Okay, I have it already installed. That's why you can see here 0 upgrade, 0 newly installed, 0 to remove, and so on. So let's clear this. Now if you want to still find out how to use this tool, you can just say sublist 3 arrow --h help. So you see all the command. I beg your pardon, that was a mistake. Okay, so let me just quickly open it so you can see properly. The options we have for this tool: -d stands for the domain, -b is for brute force, -p is for a specified port, V for verbose, enable verbosity and display results in real time, T for threads, the numbers of threads, E for a particular search engine, and -o for output, where to save your file, N for no color. So quickly I'll paste a particular command for the use of sublist 3. 1 minute. Okay. Alright, so our target here is kali.org. So we want to get some more subdomain on this particular domain. So it's more like domain enumeration, listing the subdomain we have in a particular domain. So using Kali as a case study, which is -d for the domain name, T for thread, -e for the search engine. So here we are using bing.com. You can actually use Yahoo, you can use Google, or just testing with Bing. Then -o the output, the results here it will be saved. Here it will be saved in the roots folder. So quickly I'll just enter it and wait for the result. Okay, so right now it's going through the domain and extracting all the subdomains under kali.org. So we have to give it a little while. Okay, we are through. So you see saving results to file root/sublist results.txt. So we can access the subdomain in the roots folder. So quickly I will just go to the roots folder, other location, computer. Here's the roots folder, and here we have the results. Now it's found only 2 subdomains under kali.org. So you can constantly be doing, you can repeat it again to see if more subdomains can be added to it. Alright, so we've successfully gathered information on the subdomain on kali.org. So the footprinting concept is all about information gathering. You gather as much information as possible before launching your attack. Alright, in the next video we see another tool on information gathering and how to use it. I'll see you in the next video.